Midnight, April 15th, 1912. In the icy darkness of the North Atlantic, a ship hailed as unsinkable slips beneath the waves, steel groaning, lights flickering, lifeboats drifting into the black void. And in the freezing silence, more than 1,500 souls are lost. But what if I told you the Titanic's tragedy wasn't just the result of an iceberg, but of pride, power, and a series of chilling mistakes? This is not just the story of a sinking ship. This is the tale of human ambition, ignored warnings, and the eerie coincidences that still haunt us today. The RMS Titanic wasn't merely a ship. It was a floating symbol of 20th century progress. Owned by the White Star Line and constructed in Belfast, Ireland, it was the largest man-made moving object ever built. 11 stories high, nearly 900 feet long, and capable of carrying over 2,200 passengers and crew. She boasted Turkish baths, a squash court, a swimming pool, luxuries so extravagant, first-class passengers said it felt like a 5-star hotel on water. The ship's builders proudly proclaimed it practically unsinkable, a claim that would come back to haunt them. Titanic's maiden voyage began on April 10, 1912, departing Southampton, bound for New York. Among its passengers, some of the richest people in the world: John Jacob Astor IV, Isidore Straus of Macy's, and fashion designer Lady Duff Gordon. But also aboard were hundreds of immigrants from Ireland, Sweden, and beyond, all chasing the American dream in third class. What none of them knew was that time was already ticking. The warnings came early. Titanic received at least 6 iceberg alerts from other ships. Some were ignored. Others never even reached the captain. Why? Because wireless operators prioritized passenger telegrams over incoming ice reports. At 11:40 p.m., Lookout Frederick Fleet spotted a dark shape ahead, an iceberg looming like a ghost. He rang the bell. Hard to starboard, engines reversed, but it was too late. The Titanic scraped the iceberg along her starboard side, slicing open 6 of her 16 watertight compartments. She was designed to float with 4 flooded, not 6. Water surged in at a rate of 400 tons per minute. Captain Edward Smith, a seasoned sailor on his final voyage, ordered lifeboats prepared. But there was a fatal flaw. Titanic carried just 20 lifeboats, enough for about half of the people on board. Lifeboats were launched half-empty in the chaos. Crewmen didn't believe the ship would sink. Passengers hesitated to leave the safety of the vessel. One boat designed for 65 carried just 28. The ship's band played to keep passengers calm. Survivors recall them playing "Nearer, My God, to Thee" as the ship tilted into the sea. The stern rose into the sky, towering above the lifeboats below. Then, at 2:20 a.m., the Titanic broke apart and disappeared beneath the waves. The water was 28 degrees 2 correct. Death came not from drowning, but from hypothermia. Within 15 minutes, hundreds floating in life jackets had gone silent. Of the 2,024 aboard, only 705 survived. The rescue ship Carpathia arrived 2 hours too late to save anyone still in the water. It took the survivors to New York, where stunned crowds waited at the dock. Public outrage was swift. How could such a marvel of engineering fail so catastrophically? The British and American inquiries laid bare the truth. Warnings ignored, lifeboats too few, speed too high, and confidence too blind. And yet, some mysteries remain. One ship, the Californian, was less than 20 miles away. Its crew saw Titanic's distress rockets but failed to act. Why? That question still divides historians. Even stranger, 14 years earlier, a novel called Futility was published. It told the story of an unsinkable ship named the Titan, which hits an iceberg in the North Atlantic and sinks with massive loss of life, with not enough lifeboats. Coincidence or prophecy? Titanic remained lost until 1985, when oceanographer Robert Ballard located her wreck 2.5 miles beneath the surface. Today, rusted staircases, broken china, and haunting shoes lie scattered across the seabed. The ship that once symbolized human triumph now stands as a monument to human failure, and a reminder that nature does not respect human arrogance. Titanic's story is not just a tragedy, it's a mirror, reflecting our past hopes, our mistakes, and the cost of ignoring danger signs, even when they're crystal clear. Over a century later, the Titanic still speaks, not through words, but through silence. And if we listen closely enough, her echo still warns us. Greatness without humility will always sink.